Good afternoon. This is Lisa Sani running for mayor of Seaside.
And Terrell Maddox running for Monterey City Council.
And we are both friends and
We are
neighbors.
Very much friends and neighbors.
We're joined today, or we're here today at Bayonet Black Horse in Seaside. It's Friday afternoon, enjoying just a beautiful day in October here out on the patio. And we're here to just talk about some issues locally that we have come to understand more being candidates in the race. How's that sound?
Absolutely. I think that we can both agree that once you're on the campaign trail, there's so many things that come to light a little bit easier when you're on the trail versus just as a day-to-day resident. And the beautiful thing is being on the campaign trail and being one of the residents, we get to bring that information to the people that might not know it, and for the people that live in the area, Seaside and Monterey.
And I'd like to also add that we're here with LoPo, SoPro today. It's social professionals involved in local politics. And so that is one of the ways that Terrell and I have worked together to address some of the issues and have some brainstorming, and we encourage others to also join that. So should we go ahead and talk about the 100 acres that Monterey has and some of your ideas for that?
Absolutely, absolutely. For the people that for the people that don't know, Fort Ord is, we're in the shadow of Fort Ord, which was a base that was closed here in the early 90s. And through the Fort Ord Reuse Authority, all that land has been charted to kind of stimulate the economy that was the money that was taken away when Fort Ord left. So all of us were, or all the different cities were given a portion of it to try to realize that goal.
It's really about redevelopment and reinvesting in the community and coming up with some new opportunities. And my understanding is there were 3 pillars when FORA was created, which is one of the entities around the base reuse when the base was closed in the early 90s. It was environment, education, and economics were kind of the 3 pillars, and were really to be utilized within the different communities. And there's quite a bit of land, over 1,000 acres, that can be reused for these different things that still need to come to the different communities. So we were talking today about what are some of the solutions and some of the opportunities that we have, and I think Maddox has a great idea with the 100 acres for Monterey, and I'll let him speak to that a little bit.
Absolutely. So each region here has kind of hold of a different part of the old Fort Ord, as it's commonly called. The 100+ acres that Monterey has right now is right behind Ryan Ranch, and in the same kind of section where light industrial is, or business park, or research and development. So what we think we can do is take a portion of that and do research and development for a community ecosystem that integrates harmoniously with the environment and with socioeconomic touch points kind of embedded in it. In my opinion, the best part of it is once Monterey kind of attacks the problem of this homelessness crisis, we can also show our neighbors what we've come up with, and then give them some of the solutions that we've come to, so we can further the economic strength of the entire region.
So you talk about solutions. I think we had a great idea, and you talked about your idea with the veterans and how we could utilize some of the financing and some of the opportunities that we could help both veterans as well as others in the community. You care to explain that a bit more?
Absolutely.
And I think we've all agreed that there's an agreement with everybody here tonight that this is a great proposal too.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate that. I'm always running through it in my mind. What a lot of people know is that veterans that are getting out of service have the Veterans Home Loan that's offered to them from U.S. Code Title 38, which is the code that covers veterans affairs. What a lot of people don't know is that same VA home loan affords that veteran up to a fourplex mixed use for themselves and 3 other families, also providing a space for a nonprofit and for-profit. I believe personally that we can use that in a sort of German house share architectural structure to implement a new kind of idea that can flourish throughout the old Fort Ord. But we have to use some sort of research and development, and the 100-acre parcel that Monterey has would be perfect for it.
And I think we talked about it's a win-win for everybody. We're helping the veterans. We're also providing more affordable housing and more housing opportunities within the area. We're creating fourplexes. We're creating some new housing in the area. It just, there seem to be lots of benefits overall for the idea. With that, I think it brings us to the issue of water. And we all know that water is the blue gold around here, so to speak.
Indeed.
And I'd like to just, we talked a little bit, but we're also being live here and just kind of being impromptu with some of the options with water. And we realize that any development and anything that goes on, it's really going to be critical that we address the water needs within the community. Looking at being mayor of Seaside, I realize that we've got some opportunity to consider reusing some of our storm drainage water, that we can look at a partnership with Marina Coast Water as well as Sand City and their desal plant. And we as Seaside could even look at creating our own desalinization plant, as well as we need to look at this regional opportunity for a long-term desal plant. And I know that there's Measure J, which I think you and I both are very much in support of, to gain more information and to really understand what our long-term water needs are going to look like and how we best can resolve that.
Absolutely, and this is the beautiful thing about community cohesion. Like, I don't have to know everything about water. You don't have to know everything about the VA home loan, but together we can weave those things together and come up with solutions that may have not existed before, because no one's put things together in that way. And I think that's the crux of what we're trying to do here at SoPro and LoPo, is to really connect people in a new sort of way, or weave a tapestry of community that people really haven't seen anymore. And I think it starts with us in this election. I agree.
I think also really engaging the community and asking for other solutions and ideas. I think some of this young, youthful energy, and I'll put myself in that category. I'm not a millennial, but I still think I have a zest and a desire for really seeing some good things happen on the peninsula, and really ask for your input, your ideas, and even your vote, either in your absentee ballot as well as November 6th for those of you that go out and exercise your right to vote at the polls.
The great thing about this video also is it works for people that are in Monterey or in Seaside, because sometimes people see videos like this and they're like, well, I live in Seaside, so I don't know who to vote for, or, oh, I live in Monterey, so I don't know who to vote for. But they're neighboring communities. So if you live inside the Monterey city limits, you can vote for Terrell Maddox for Monterey City Council. If you live inside the Seaside city limits, then you can vote for Lisa. It's options. Who doesn't love options? There you go, all kinds of political options. But the point is to make sure that you register to get your voice heard. You have until October 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, to make sure that you register to vote. Where you vote and how you vote is completely up to you. We always want to bring all the information to you, but the point is to register your voice and register to vote so you can have your voice heard.
And Terrell, maybe we should talk a little bit about, I think you and I are both no party preference, and we maybe have different reasons for doing it and some similar ones. So I just wanted to kind of share that a bit. I'm running no party preference because I'm really concerned about the divisiveness on a local level with our politics. And I'm also part of Unite America, which is a entity and organization that's come together to really provide more independence and more positive thinking and solution-based thinking in some of our problems and concerns as a society. I encourage anybody to check it out. It was started as a think tank and now it's based in Colorado. And again, no party preference. I really think that we want to try and find solutions and willing to work with everybody and anybody. And I'll let you speak too.
Absolutely, and the no party preference is a harder road to go sometimes, but I think that it's important for me personally, I didn't want to affiliate with a party. I wanted to affiliate with the people, and worrying about my community and worrying about the people that are in my community transcends any sort of political affiliation. So, and to add to that, it's a bipartisan race here and locally, and it always is. But a lot of times people feel like they have to be aligned with a certain established party.
What's interesting though is 40% of people are saying they're independent voters now. And independence is typically what's considered no party preference. In California, it's no party preference. In most of the rest of the country, it's just independent party. And I do think that's very interesting that we're really getting a lot of voters that are trying to really understand the issue. I want to give my little plug. You know, potholes aren't red or blue or purple.
Absolutely.
They just need to be fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. It's not about a color. It's not about the color of your party, the color of the person. It's not about that. It's about pushing forward the community as a whole. I also always use the tagline unity of effort. It's if we're neighbors and we work in harmony and a unity of effort, we can accomplish so much more. So I'm honored to be able to talk to you about things and come up with solutions, and I'm honored that we have this space that we can do it in.
Absolutely. I agree, and I think it's great to have others in LoPo here tonight discussing the issues and items and really encourage more engagement as we move forward. And I think that's something that even this entire wave of new candidates is really providing, is wanting to have more interaction and greater collaboration.
Absolutely. So I encourage anyone out there, if I'm sure you've probably seen all the advertisements for it already, but we're really trying to make it a community forum that transcends the lines of Monterey and Seaside and things like that. We'll be doing it in different locations all the time, so keep an eye out, and if you can make it, please make it. Absolutely.
And all kinds of expertise, from engineers to marketing to, you know, somebody who's been in the community for 40 years to somebody who's new to the community with maybe some ideas as well. So I think the more diverse viewpoints and the more viewpoints you get, you can come up with even a greater solution.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I think that's what we're building right now, and we're on the ground level, which is very, very exciting. So if you want to know any more about my campaign, you can go to maddoxformonterey.com. All the information should be there. You can also email if you have specific questions. But I very much would be honored if you would allow me to be the steward of the city and be one of your city councilmen. And I think you could probably say the same.
Absolutely. My pillars are safety, stewardship, and success for Seaside. And we didn't touch on, I'm really concerned or really have a desire for an effort for more economic development and really wanting to see bringing more careers and kind of a business complex to Seaside, as well as housing and, you know, maybe a nonprofit center, maybe a planetarium, some fun things as well. So very open to what else the community has or ideas that they have, but those are some of the things. And if you're interested in learning more, www.Lisa for Seaside, and the 4 is spelled out FOR, or you can put the number 4 in there. Either way, it will point to the same website. Again, lisaforseaside.com.
I don't know if mine works that way. FOR, because I don't know if you put a 4 in there, mine might go somewhere else. So hers is interchangeable. Mine is not. FOR. So make sure you vote. October 22nd is the last day
to register.
The last day to register. November 6th is the vote, and the mail-in ballots are out right now. So it doesn't matter how you vote, as long as you make sure you do.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.